So hi, I'm recording an analysis video now of the game I've just played, and Grandmaster Alex Colovic is joining me here to add his comments. Hi Alex.
Hello, hi David, how are you?
The way this is gonna work is not gonna use an engine, and I'm gonna use my own commentary and analysis of what I thought was happening, and then our friendly in-house grandmaster here is going to try and correct, my thoughts or bring up anything that I might have missed, anything that I really messed up, or anything my opponents messed up, because somebody has to make a mistake for a game of chess to end in a win. I think. Um, okay, let's give it as a try. So, my opponent played e4. I answer with my repertoire, which goes into the Ruy Lopez. I like to play a6 here. Everything seems pretty standard so far. And I hear white played queen e2, which I think might be my repertoire, maybe not in this move order. But I'm not really used to it. I'm used to white playing castles, rook to e1, and that kind of thing. So I thought for a while here, and I wasn't too sure. I thought if I played bishop e7, he might win my e5 pawn because the queen to d4 trick is not working anymore.
Well,
Um,
actually, it is. Sorry to
of
interrupt. Yeah,
course,
it's actually it is
anytime.
big because okay, after take with the d pawn and queen d4, you still get to take the pawn on e4 because you attack it with the knight from f6, so it does work. Um,
Sorry, can you move the board when you said that line? Because I kind of missed it, and I'm sure people watching
okay,
at
so if
home.
you go bishop e7, right,
Yeah, bishop e7. Yeah,
and now if he takes, you take, he takes,
yeah,
and queen d4, you still
right.
have the double attack.
What
So
about knight to f3?
yeah, knight to f3 and then take on e4. Yeah.
Oh, my knight's defending my queen. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of missed that. But is this so? Is this the main line here then, or
Well, okay. First of all, let's say that this is the world attack, and
okay?
starting with Queen E2, and it was kind of very popular when Alechin was playing it in the late 30s,
Uh
early
huh.
40s, and he had some good victories in it. But nowadays, it's not that played anymore. Okay, but because Black has good game
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere, and it's difficult to say which one is the main line. I think the main
Okay.
line depends what your main line is against the normal Lopez. So, for
Yes.
example, normal Lopez, if you put the bishop on e7, you put the bishop on e7 here as well.
Okay.
If you play the Archangelsk or something, you put the bishop on c5, you put the bishop on c5 here as well. So I think it's just a matter of taste,
Okay.
which one you choose.
All right. All right. So the pawn is safe. Okay. So I got scared for no reason then, but I played bishop to d6 here.
Okay.
So is that? I mean, I wasn't sure. I think I have a line where I do this, but I wasn't sure it was this one. I had a feeling
Yes.
bishop to e7 was the right thing to do, but I played this because I thought it should be okay.
Oh, it is okay. It is okay. The thing is that bishop d6 is quite okay. Some people may not know it, but it's kind of a standard move
Okay.
in a sense that the idea behind bishop d6 is that you're trying to save a move on d6. So I'll just show a sample line. Let's say he goes something like castle, you castle. Okay, he goes something like c3,
Mm-hmm.
rook e8. Okay, he goes d3, which that's the okay. He can go d not d4 now because you take, but okay, let's say d3, and you go bishop f8.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say something like this, b5. He goes to c2, and now you play d5 in one move.
Ah. Okay.
This is the idea behind bishop d6 whenever black plays it. So the idea is to protect the e5 pawn without playing d6, protect it with the bishop, then do the castling rook e8, rook e8, and then bishop f8, and then push d5 in one move.
Ah,
So
that's
this is
great.
the idea of bishop d6, and this is a good position for black. So okay, this is how the game can develop actually.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That's good to know because I didn't know that d5 was the main idea of that plan. So I didn't do that. If we
Uh-huh.
go back to the game, so we'll see what happens. He played knight c3, and I thought I'd just keep going, just castle, kind of similar to what you did, but I didn't play d5.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything too important right now.
But here, sorry, but just a second. Okay, there is this one. like again usual tactical idea before rook 8. I mean knight d4 is also always something that needs to be taken into consideration because especially with the knight on c3. So now you're just trying to expose the queen and the knight. So okay, if takes, and now it's getting awkward for him because the knight on c3 is kind of problematic. And also you can follow up maybe with a quick b5 c5 or something like this. So this is kind of looks pretty good for you.
Yeah, that looks nice. That should have been considered instead of rook e8. Yeah,
Okay,
good.
it is a standard move. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
standard move.
yeah, no,
You play.
that's a nice alternative to know though, because that looks. I like aggressive attacking positions. I think because I don't know, it just makes it easier to think than when you're pressured. So,
Who doesn't? Yeah.
yeah, thanks for that plan. That looks good. Okay, so instead, I just play rook e8, and here at this point, I had a good think again. I was a bit concerned about bishop g5. Those positions make me a bit uncomfortable. So I played h6, but I'm not entirely sure it was necessary. Or I
Actually,
could play bishop to f8.
yeah, okay. It's a normal move h6, but the point is that bishop g5 is not really a threatening thing whenever you can unpin with the bishop e7. So you could have considered like something normal, like maybe b5 or even bishop f8 directly, because bishop g5, okay, you go h6, bishop h4, and then you can unpin by bishop e7.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for okay. Let's just say something like.
But what about my pawn on e5 if he takes my knight?
No, I mean, okay, for the time being, it's okay. Let's say you go d6
Yeah.
just to make sure it's defended. Okay, he goes
Okay.
something like maybe
Knight-
a3 to,
well,
to.
Knight to d5,
Ah, yeah, sorry. Okay, now, okay, first h6,
h6.
bishop h4.
Bishop
Okay,
e7.
and now bishop e7. And now the point is probably that he cannot take. Let's check here, here, and something like that. Not sure if it works, but sometimes it does.
That's a crazy line, yeah.
Sometimes I'm not sure because okay, there's stuff like this, so I'm not sure actually. But okay, but there's knight d6. Okay, so it should be fine.
Okay.
But the idea I wanted to illustrate is, for example, okay, let's say here you start with let's say how we can work this out. I'm just wanted to illustrate the idea. Okay, let's say a3 for the sake of illustration. Okay, h6 here, and now bishop e7, and now you unpin, and for example, let's say something like this. Now knight h5, for example, and you either force the exchange of the bishops or you win the bishop pair if he goes there. So what I'm just trying to say is that okay, whenever you can unpin with bishop e7, this isn't very dangerous. Bishop
Okay.
g5, but okay, but h6 is just a good move anyway because it's a useful move for black in these lines, just covering g. So there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, I think when I was looking, I knew I could unpin with bishop e7. I just felt like I'm wasting a tempo, like going to f8, because otherwise, if I'm not playing h6 and I play bishop f8 and then back to e7, eventually it's wasting a tempo, right? So that's why I thought h6 is better.
Yeah, okay, makes sense, sure.
Great. So I guess I made the right choice, even though I was a bit concerned. So he played this, and I just kept going with my plan. And here I thought again a bit, and I thought winning that bishop would be a good idea. And
Of course.
I thought that him playing bishop e3 was, not a great move because I didn't play b5. I didn't give him reason to do it. He just lets me play knight a5 and gives me the bishop pair.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, we all know. I mean, we should know that the white squared bishop, is very important for white in the Spanish. So
Yeah.
it's vital to keep it alive. Yeah, and whenever you can exchange it for a knight, it usually means great play for black.
Yeah, I knew that that thought, and I was considering it. I was a bit concerned of bishop d5, c6, but I mean not too much, not now. So I went for it, and here I thought for a while again, and I was a bit concerned. I don't know why, but what was the point here? So I thought if I played d6, I mean I wasn't sure whether to take or not. So I wasn't sure whether to take on d4. So I analyzed those lines for a bit, and I thought if I take on d4, he's getting a bit too much activity right now, and I'm a bit too passive. My knight is out of play, and I discarded taking on d4, even though I'm not too sure about it. I just thought everything is becoming too active for him. So I thought I would insert taking the bishop first, which I thought worked out okay. So I took.
Yeah, sure.
He took back. I don't like that he takes with the c pawn. I think that's poor. He should take towards the center. I think that's every Russian schoolboy knows that, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But now, for example, I'm just calculating. Oh, okay, this is the normal move. Yeah, I was just looking at. Okay, what really happens if you take? Now, if he takes with the knight, you just take on e4, right? So I reckon he
Yeah.
takes with the bishop, right?
Yeah, he has to take.
And now, okay, there are options. Like you can maybe even go c5, which is a bit double-edged because okay, you give away this d5 square, but then it's again bishops against knights, but the knight has a good square, etc. Or which crossed my mind was to go knight e4, but I don't think it works because okay, it takes d5, let's say. Now there is this check, which is kind of unpleasant. So so now you must take with the pawn, and he just moves, okay. And even though you're a pawn up, I'm not so sure.
He's getting counterplay.
Yeah, maybe it is okay for black. I don't know, but maybe okay. Even if you continue like c5 here, okay. Obviously, there is some compensation for him, I would say, because of your weakened king. But maybe it's okay.
Yeah, so that's why I wasn't really too happy with taking, and I thought that just playing d6 with the idea of just recapturing was okay.
No, this is a normal move, of course.
Good. I'm glad. I did spend a bit of time on that. He played rook 81, which kind of forces me to move my queen, I think, here. Again, I looked into taking on d4 again, but I came to the same conclusion that he's, again, just a bit too active. He's going to get counter chances. And after taking the light bishop, I was just happy I might have a long-term advantage. So I thought there is no need for me to go into these sharp lines. I had less time than him at this point as well. So I just played queen e7 to defend that.
Oh, that's a good reasoning, actually. That's a good reasoning, David, because, okay, this thinking in terms of long-term advantages is pretty good because, you know, you don't have to force matters. You know, there is this book by Dorfman, maybe you've heard this, what was the name now? I can't remember. The method in chess, okay? And he introduced this interesting concept that, okay, I don't remember exactly the words, but I'll just paraphrase that. The player who has the long-term advantage, he needs to keep the position more, I think he used the word static, in the sense that he needs to keep the position as less dynamic as possible, because the longer the game goes, the more his long-term advantage will come to the fore. While the person who has the long-term disadvantage, like in this case, white, who doesn't have the bishop pair, now he is the one who must try to stir up some trouble, to try to do something more dynamic or tactical. So this is a good okay. Maybe you didn't know about this, but you somehow intuitively understood it. An alternative to the queen move is bishop d7, okay, which is also decent. Okay, you're pinned, but very soon you'll move the queen. So the bishop d7 perfectly okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't think of bishop d7. That looks a bit awkward to me. I haven't seen that before. I should have considered it as a candidate though, but I didn't. Okay, yeah, but queen e7, and then he played h3, which I thought was unnecessary. And now I really like taking on d4 because, as happens in the game, I hope correctly. I hope he didn't I didn't blunder anywhere, but I win a pawn this time.
Yeah.
And I didn't calculate rook to e1 here. I didn't, but fortunately it still works for me. But at this point, I had to calculate again. I should have seen rook e1 straight away, but I didn't. Anyway, I moved my knight to g5 because I thought all other knight moves give me just a much worse structure. So if I go to f6, I thought that eventually he'll double my pawns there. If I went to c5, not great. If I take on c3, I fix his pawn structure, which is one of my advantages. So that's why I thought playing to g5 here was the best move. But I don't know if that was correct. I mean,
I would actually disagree because the reasoning. Okay, knight c3, I'm almost convinced is the best move because what you're saying that okay, you're straightening his pawn structure, but okay, now your advantage is not so much the pawn structure as it's the extra pawn. So. For you here, more important is to force exchanges. Let's just say, okay, and you win. Yeah, because you win a
Mhm.
rook. But okay, what he must do here is take here first. Okay, you take. Okay, he can take or not. That doesn't matter. Let's say here. Let's say now you take. Take and bishop e6. So now what you're trying to do here is that okay, your advantage is the bishop pair still,
Mhm.
and more importantly the extra pawn. So what you're trying to do is just get to an endgame and realize the advantage. So that's why knight c3 would be the best move, because you're actually achieving your objective
Quicker.
in the fastest possible way.
All right, but I thought with knight g5 I would get to trade the knight too, um, on f3 because it comes with check.
Okay.
So.
My like first, I mean, move and maybe even
Mhm.
play rather quickly would be knight c3, because knight g5 is not that forcing. Okay, you're playing a move, but now you're giving a move to him. So now it's kind of, I don't know, there is more to calculate, I would say, because knight c3 is just more forcing. You're forcing him to take the queens, you
Yeah,
exchange the queens, exchange the rooks, and that's it.
I
Knight
complete.
g5 requires a bit more.
Yeah, I completely understand that it's more forcing and it's getting me to my goal of simplifying and getting into a hopefully one endgame. But
Yeah.
I was greedy here and I wanted to keep both my advantages. I just
Uh-huh.
thought his double pawns on the b file are terrible, so I didn't want to fix it. And I also think that knight to g5 here, it is going to exchange a piece, right? Because I mean,
Yes,
what else
yes.
is he going to do? Knight to h4, what? Knight to h2 to stop me from taking?
No, probably not, probably not.
So I guess hopefully it's not too terrible a move.
No, it's not terrible. Just it's a bit natural to me, because for me the natural thing would be just to chop off on c3, chop off
Okay,
on e2, and
despite
just
fixing his
get.
structure.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, so this will be a nice point to come back to, and we can use the engine and see what the engine says.
okay, yeah, sure, sure.
Grandmaster's opinion versus my opinion. See who's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so he took, which I thought was cool. I thought taking with a queen here first was better, um,
Yeah,
instead of taking a knight. Just
of course.
and Okay, so here I was a bit concerned of his knight coming to d5, so I thought for a while. Obviously, he has the knight e4 jump as well. I looked more at knight d5, and I just didn't like how I have to defend my c7 pawn, so I played
Yeah,
bishop to e6 to stop that. But then he plays knight here, and I realized that I can't play f6, um, which the materialistic person and beginner in me really wants to do, like protect my pawn. But I figured that bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, check, winning the rook. I get two pieces for a rook and two pawns, but I just felt again that he's getting too many chances there, and I didn't really like it. And I thought maybe just let him take the pawn is probably better. It's a double pawn anyway, and that was my line of thinking here. And then I played c5 because I forgot that knight moved, so I thought the bishop would have to go to e3. Unfortunately, he has bishop to c3, which is a bit better than that, but and I'm
okay.
still with the same problem.
And can we just stop here, because this is an important moment? Okay, first of all, okay, there's f6, yes,
Mhm.
and this obviously if he doesn't take it, just bust it. So let's just take a look at this position, because here I think this should also be kind of a relatively easy winning for black, because
Yeah.
okay, the point being that the bishops are so powerful. Okay, this one will get to g7, and then they're just so powerful, and more importantly this one runs fast.
Mm.
Okay, c and the d pawns run fast, and this looks kind of really overwhelming.
Okay.
Then
And
second,
would you trade one of the rooks here, or would you keep your rook?
mm, I
So
guess trading is fine. Trading is fine because the king is centralized and the bishops can easily support the d pawn, d and c pawns.
okay, okay.
But that's one thing. Okay, second thing is then why not bishop e7, just defend the pawn?
I don't know. Good point.
Yeah, well,
I missed that somehow. It's because why did I miss that? Yeah, that's a shame.
the third one, why not g4, moving the pawn away, g4.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you save the pawn and you just move it away. Then you
Okay.
get rid of the double pawns.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Why not? I think psychology comes into play here. Something, I guess, blocking the rook with bishop e7 is a bit maybe unnatural. I want to say,
Okay, yeah.
which is why I didn't even consider that. And hopefully, as I develop my skill, I'll be able to analyze that kind of move. But yeah, and g4 is definitely in my ability as well, and that does look like a better move. And I guess
Yeah, Looks
I
very
think
natural. Yeah? Just,
part of my game weaknesses I do think is finding good pawn levers, which this is, right? G4 is a pawn lever, and yeah, it's a shame I missed those moves.
yeah. But okay, but this is like you can simply get rid of this problem by just getting into this habit of listing the candidate moves. At the beginning of your
Yeah.
thinking process. So here it's kind of really straightforward. Okay, he's just attacking your pawn, and you say, okay, I don't want to give this pawn if I don't have to. Then how can I defend it or avoid losing it? And then it just becomes really easy.
Yeah.
You saw one way to defend it by f6, then you didn't see another one to defend it with bishop e7, and then the third possible choice is just move it from the square from where it is attacked. So just push g4.
Mm-hmm.
So just by like thinking like in a logical way and just realizing what's going on and then listing your options, how can I avoid losing this pawn, you easily come to the 3 sensible candidate moves.
Yeah.
Defend one way, defend the other way, or just move it.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I didn't analyze more than one candidate move here. I don't know why. It'd be interesting to see in the game how much time I had left. I think I had plenty of time though, so I don't think that's an excuse. I think it was just a poor habit. I went down this line and forgot that there's other ways to defend that pawn. Yeah, I have to try and fix that.
Yeah, it just I mean it's easily fixable. Just it requires a bit of a discipline in the thinking process.
Mhm.
Just not to forget that you should be doing this during the game.
Yeah, so
Just
even when
improve-
you're like really low time pressure, you always get all your candidate moves though.
Well, yeah, when it becomes a habit, it just becomes like
Right.
like a second nature. Just you look at your options. I can do this, 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 and this, and then okay, when you don't have much time, you mostly choose based on intuition or some short calculation. But it becomes like a second nature.
Okay, great. I'll try and have a bit more discipline because I do think I consider kind of the moves in a decent fashion, but I guess yeah, this time that's a poor mistake.
Yeah, this time looks like just giving the pawn back, which
Yeah.
is not.
Let's keep going. So I started advancing my pawns though. I thought if he's gonna win that pawn, I'm gonna start moving my pawns up.
Yeah,
And I think this is good. And here I think he made a mistake because I thought he was gonna take my bishop, and I was gonna take with the rook, or maybe take with the pawn. I wasn't sure yet what was better. But then he played bishop here and made it easy for me because I thought keeping my bishops obviously
yes,
best.
of course, of course.
But just out of curiosity, so here, if he takes here, do you take with the pawn or do you take with the rook?
Well, I'm not sure because there is
Okay.
also a third candidate move, which is to take this one.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure if it works though. I mean, it's still you see how I just look at the options. Okay, this is
Yeah.
not also an option. So I don't know. This needs to be calculated because
Mhm.
there's knight 8, maybe there's knight c7. So it's something to be looked at.
Of course.
So not sure. This is also an option.
Okay. So it's complicated there. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
forget about that line. I was
But
just
taking with I'm not sure. I mean, just be choosing between the two recaptures.
don't worry about it, and let's not think about that too much. Let's try and get through the game so
Okay.
you don't make this
Okay.
video too long. So I went here and I thought it was a nice square for my bishop, centralized.
Okay.
And I like that this knight has almost no squares. And he traded rooks, which I thought wasn't good for him.
It doesn't have much choice though.
Okay, yeah. And here, once he played rook e1, I was really happy because I thought, okay, I'm winning here for sure. I thought, yeah, trading to get to a simpler position. And then as a bonus, this knight has no good squares, so I played this to double his pawns. And I think
I'm not
here,
sure. Wait, just a second. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I wouldn't be so like confident in just abandoning my pair of bishops. I mean, I like my bishops, so I mean, especially this one, which is so dominant.
right, but I
And-
thought here was a definite one endgame though. If you take that knight, it's just he has too many weaknesses, no?
That is true. That is true. But then make sure. I mean, just bear in mind that I mean, your pawns are on a dark square, so you're left with a dark squared bishop. And if he manages to establish blockade on white squares, you cannot progress.
Mhm.
So it's not that. I mean, there are some dangers. I mean, you have to be like 100% sure, which obviously you were when taking on f3. But I'm not so sure because okay, it just depends. Okay, because after take b5, you need to be very quick with c4, just to get rid of these white square problems that may occur.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. Maybe you do manage to do it. a3, okay, which is rubbish. But okay, let me just check, okay, because c4 take. Okay, well, probably, but I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, I would prefer to keep the bishop for the time being
Okay, okay.
and just centralize the king. That was what I would do.
Mm.
Because the knight is anyway short of squares. I mean, look, where is it going to go? If it goes to d2, you can still kick it away with b5, take
What
away
up?
c4.
I don't know, h4.
Yeah, okay, a4 just doesn't matter. A4, you just keep it on b5, keep the pawn on b5. You just come with the king to the center,
Yeah.
push f5 to
Okay.
control e4. So the knight is really devoid of squares. So I wouldn't be so quick to exchange it.
Mm. Even though he gets another, I mean, because I thought his h3 pawn would become too weak as well, so my king could exploit that.
Well, maybe, but that's probably not very likely because when you push b5, c4, the way to win the game is just pushing through the center.
Mm-hmm.
So not going to h4 with the king probably. So what you will be trying to do after the exchange is just to push b5,
Mm-hmm.
c4, get the king to d5 and push through the center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what the computer says here too. Also interesting. So that's two positions.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I guess he made it easy for me then, because yeah, after I took, I did play b5 because I wanted to protect, and yeah, I wanted to advance the pawns eventually. Um, and I wanted to move my king to the center, but I was gonna do it soon. I just thought I want to centralize my bishop first, and then he gives me a chance to play this little plan here, which I don't think he can prevent anymore, to win a pawn.
Yeah, he should have played bishop d2 actually.
Hmm. Yeah, so you know, here eventually I'm winning a pawn, and I'm not sure if it's worth analyzing too much. I don't know if you want to have a look at anything.
This is just straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Wait,
here.
wait, sorry. But this is here kind of strange. Why take the pawn on f4 when you can take on b2 and then
Uh,
take on
no,
f3?
because I yeah no because I thought that you know I wanted to give him a chance to blunder again, but also because if he goes with the king anywhere else, I win his bishop or a queen. But so I played this because yeah, he's only moved his king to d1, and I thought
Yes, but
his
still
king.
take on b2.
Sorry.
Still take on b2. Why take this horrible pawn?
Because I wanted to go to e5, and I thought I'm gonna win that pawn anyway.
But yeah, well, why postpone the process when you can win it immediately? I mean, the pawn on f4 is completely useless. It's doubled and it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
While taking on b2 is
Okay.
giving you two protected passed pawns.
Okay.
That decides the issue. And I mean, how does he prevent c3, c2, and
Good,
queening?
good point.
Just
Yeah.
pro-
That's poor.
d2 and then you take this one.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's poor
I
endgame
would take
technique.
this.
Yeah.
So this is just wins in two moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, 4 f4 makes no sense because it's just a useless pawn.
Uh-huh. So in time trouble, I could have gotten myself in trouble and timed out. I should have gone for the quicker win by taking b2.
Yes, sure.
Mm.
Yeah, you always go for the quicker win. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was my plan to begin with, and then somehow I convinced myself that maybe taking an f4 for now is better. Yeah, that's I should have gone with my original plan.
It doesn't change. I mean, much because you win anyway. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
okay, the more important pawn is on b2.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Good point. And yeah, I think here, especially once I get to trade that bishop, it's
And there's
just
no for him
nothing
to
to do
exchange.
for him.
Yeah. Okay, this is just already just straightforward. I mean,
Yeah.
this is so easy.
Cool, so let's quickly put the engine on a couple of lines.
Yeah.
So knight
Okay,
g5.
which one? Aha, knight g5 position.
So
Okay,
how
let
do we
me.
put the engine on here?
No,
Computer. Oh, nope. That's the wrong screen.
I can put the engine on my computer, but I don't know how to use it on chess.com actually.
I think I can open another screen and yeah. Let's see. Is that too terrible? I know it looks okay. All right, so that looks okay for me. I'm not sure you can join me, but yeah, if you put it on your
I can put it on my machine and then I'm looking at it and actually.
Wait, actually, I think it should be around here somewhere. Oh, not this. I thought there was a local analysis somewhere. That's a shame. Right click. Yeah, I mean, you put yours on, and so let's see.
Well, on my machine it says okay, knight c3 is
Knight
is
c3.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, knight c3.
Yeah, that's fair
But
enough.
knight e5 is not that far behind, so it is a possible move to play.
Oh yeah, okay, good. It wasn't too bad.
No,
But
not at all.
knight
At all.
c3, okay, yeah, simplify quicker and get to a endgame that you're winning where you can push the pawns. Fair enough.
Yes, yes.
And then there was one more point we wanted to use the engine on. Was
Oh, sorry. Oh, where was it?
I don't
Ah, what was
remember.
it? The bishop endgame, right? Was it?
I don't remember actually what the second point is. We should have made a note.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's go through the game quickly and maybe we'll.
Ah, maybe the this DC. I'm not sure actually. That was maybe this d496 DC3 or something. That was also another.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, here I think f6. No. Oh no, taking the bishop. Okay, here. That was it. So what's the best move here? But
Yeah, actually DC3 wins. Actually, no, here just one more. Okay, here, knight d6 DC3 actually wins. So.
All right, that's an interesting moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what I wanted to know is because you said you would keep the bishops.
Ah,
but
yes, there.
But I took. No, not here. So where is it? Bishop.
I moved 27. Yeah.
Yeah, here. So what does the engine say?
Oh, it says king e7, king f7.
Yeah, so keep the bishops.
Keep the bishops, yeah.
Right. So.
No, I mean it's natural to keep the bishops. I mean even without the engine saying anything, because it's just like I explained, the knight has no place to go.
I completely understand you're thinking. I was just hoping to score a point with my analysis over you, but it didn't happen. So.
I know.
So yeah, Grandmaster Alex Colovic, you're right on all of the points, and I didn't get any of them, but I think that was very insightful, very useful. Thanks a lot. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add before we wrap this up.
Well, no, just that. Okay, just make sure that the next time you are more disciplined in this candidate moves list creation. Yeah, you make a list of candidate moves whenever there is an important decision to be made. So I mean, this will just help you immensely, because you see, like even a simple decision when he was attacking your pawn would have just made life so much easier for you if you didn't give the pawn back. Yeah.
Of course.
So I think this is something that should be noted, and I think you can easily incorporate this into your thinking.
Okay, great. That's a good takeaway. I will try to do better in my next video next time, and hopefully it will be a good analysis again. And so I'll speak to you in a week, Alex. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Bye.
Cheers.